Both Claude and Claude Code just got a bunch of brand new upgrades that make it easier than ever before for you to be able to automate any task that you could think of. Because now you can literally record yourself doing a task and Claude Code will be able to automate it. Or you could simply describe a task that you hate doing every day, boom, it'll be able to automate it. You could even connect Claude to more than 9,000 different tools now and a bunch of different things on those tools in order to automate any task that you could think of. By the end of this video, you're going to know what all these changes are, how to implement them, what settings you need to turn on, and everything you need to do to begin to automate your life away with Claude Code. Okay, now before we dive into those new features and those new automations, I need to make sure that you actually have your settings set up correctly on Claude, because if not, then you're not going to be able to use all these new features and automations to their fullest. So the first thing I want to make sure that you're doing is I want to make sure that you're coming over into Claude Code. And by the way, I would strongly suggest that you do all this from the desktop app right here. Now, what you're going to want to make sure that you do is click on the bottom left-hand corner right here. Then you're going to want to click on settings right here. Now from here, we're going to see Claude Code settings, and you want to make sure that classify session states is turned on. Switch models when a message is flagged is also turned on. In addition to that, you want to scroll down here and we want to make sure that we have all of these turned on right here. Most importantly, dynamic workflows, we want to make sure that this is turned on because this is going to let Claude run multiple agents in parallel for complex tasks. Now this will use your usage a little bit quicker, but makes Claude Code way more powerful. In addition to that, enable remote control by default. I would also have that turned on, and I would also make sure that allow bypass permission modes is turned on. Otherwise, what might happen is you might actually be going through trying to run something and it gets caught up, and then you're not automated. You're sitting there actually trying to click all these things. Now, you want to make sure that when you're actually using this, that you're doing things that are safe, that you aren't doing things that could ruin your entire business, like deleting all of your code or deleting your customer base, because that could potentially happen when you have these settings turned on. So just make sure that you're using them safely. In addition to that, under browser, you want to make sure that all of these are turned on. If we scroll down a little bit more, we also want to make sure that pull requests right here, I would strongly suggest, unless you're using this directly to do your coding work, you don't have these enabled, just to make sure that, like I just said, that you're not doing anything that accidentally pushes code or deletes code and can ruin your entire business or website, or even worse, if you're an employee at a company, it could ruin everything. Now, in addition to that, a few other things that you want to make sure that you're going through and you are turning on. So if we come over here into cowork, you want to make sure that you have everything under here also turned on. If we come over to Claude in Chrome, you want to make sure that this is also turned on. And as we can see right here under desktop app, when we come into general, you want to make sure that all of these are turned on. In addition to that, you want to make sure that you have computer use also turned on. Again, remember that this is going to increase the odds that something dangerous could happen. So make sure that you use it only for things that you actually trust, because some actions can't be undone. Apps you approve could open other apps that you haven't approved, and websites and docs can contain malicious instructions that misdirect Claude if you're doing something that allows it to actually do that. But otherwise, this is safe to turn on and makes this way more powerful. In addition to that, if there are apps that you do not want Claude automatically going into or things like that, make sure that you add them under denied apps right here. Make sure that you're also coming over into extensions right here, going into advanced settings, and making sure that you have those things turned on. Now, once you have all of these different settings enabled, you're going to be ready to begin to actually automate things inside of Claude and Claude Code. Now, the first way that you could set up automations from inside of Claude Code is if we come over here on the left-hand side and click on routines. This is going to allow you to create templated routines that could be kicked off on a schedule, by an API, or by a webhook. And getting these set up is incredibly easy. We could come over here and click on new routine, and we could see we could have these run either locally on our device or in the cloud. Now, this is another massive change right here, which actually allows us to run in the cloud. And what this actually allows you to do is go through and have this run even if your computer isn't on. For example, I actually have this go through, and monthly I have this check what different bills are hitting my email, what different invoices are hitting my email, and things like that, so that I make sure that I'm not paying for anything that I shouldn't be. And if you wanted to get something like this set up, you would be able to do this also incredibly easily. Simply come over here, you do Bills Finder, and for the instructions, we could say, go through my Gmail account and find all of my invoices/bills from the last 30 days. I want to keep track of them and figure out how I can save money by canceling them. Now, from here, what this is going to allow us to do is actually choose what model we want to use. I'm actually going to use Opus 5 to do this. In terms of selecting a trigger here, again, we could run this on a GitHub event, on an API, on a schedule. I'm going to run this on a schedule right here. I'm going to do this custom right here, and we could set this up like this. Actually, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do this weekly. So I'm going to have this run 9 a.m. on Mondays. In terms of connectors, we could see all the different connectors that are actually available right here. And I'm going to click on create, and then we're actually going to get this to run right now by clicking on the top right hand corner, clicking run right now. Now this is literally going through. This is running right here, and we'll be able to track all of this from right here. So we'll be able to see everything that's scheduled, everything that's been pulled, and we'll be able to see what this actually looks like when it's done. We can see that this is now going through. It's actually gotten into my Gmail. It's searching through my Gmail. It's found a lot. It's narrowing down what are actual bills and the actual amounts right here, which is pretty incredible. And this is literally going through and automating all of this right here. And I want you to think about this, because now from inside of Claude Code, you could set up all these different schedules to run whatever you want. They could run in the cloud. They could run on your local computer. This is just incredibly useful. Now check out what this is actually built here. We could say now over here under routines, we have our bills finder. We could see that this has now gone through 30 days. So we could see of the last 30 days, I've got 36 different charges, 10 different vendors, goes through metered usage, goes through fixed subscriptions. And this tells me that I could probably save about $300. In fact, $310 is going to be recoverable right here. Shows me where the money actually went right here, all these different subscriptions, what it should actually cut in order right here, which is pretty cool. Shows me any duplicates that I have. And this is pretty incredible that this actually went through and was able to actually do this right here. And this literally goes through and gives me the line items right here if I wanted to see it. And we could go through and set up these routines literally for everything that we could think of, so long as we have connectors. Now, routines are cool, but if they don't have access to all the different apps and tools that you're using, they're kind of worthless. And right now, Claude only gives you access to 900 different apps and different tools, which quite frankly is nothing. And that's exactly why I'd recommend that you also pair Claude with Zapier's MCP in order to give you access to more than 9,000 different tools. If you go to the pinned comment below, you can get started with it right now for free. And I want to walk you through why this is so powerful. This is incredibly powerful because let's say that we come over here into customize, we come over into connectors, and we want to add some things that are really going to help us. For example, I'm a YouTuber. It would be great if I could hook YouTube up to Claude, but if I come over here and I actually type in YouTube under connectors, what we're going to notice is it doesn't connect. Or let's say that I want to be able to connect this to my Instagram. We could come over here and type in Instagram. We could see also again that it doesn't connect. Now, typically I would be out of luck, but not if I have Zapier's MCP. Because if I have Zapier's MCP, I could literally come over here. I could click on new MCP server. We could hook this up for Claude or Claude Code. For the sake of this video, we're going to do Claude Code. We could see it literally gives us the exact instructions on how to actually get this set up. And then once we actually have this set up, we'll be able to come over here and we'll be able to add apps. And let's say we come over here and type in YouTube. What do we find? YouTube is actually available under here. In fact, it can literally do all of these different actions right here, which is incredible. Now, let's say we come over here and Instagram. What are we going to notice? Instagram also shows here. And what can we get this to do? All of these different actions right here. Without this, like I just showed you, I wouldn't have been able to control my YouTube or control my Instagram from inside of Claude. And there are literally 9,000 different apps that this connects to. So this can literally connect to probably anything that you are currently using. And that's what you need to make sure that you're doing if you want to get the most out of Claude Code, Claude, and automating things. So what are you waiting for? If you want to stop being held back by Claude and how little connections they have, go to that pinned comment below and get started with Zapier's MCP so that you can hook Claude, Claude Code, Claude Cowork, all of them up to more than 9,000 different apps to automate anything you could think of. Go to that pinned comment below and get started with it now. Now, in order to actually make Claude Code way more powerful, what I would strongly suggest that you do is we actually go outside of Claude Code. Use Claude Cowork because they released a new feature that allows us to turn anything into a skill. Because now if we actually come over into Claude right here, we could see Cowork, we could click on plus, and we could use record a skill. Now, let's say that we come back over into Claude Code right here. If we come over here and we click on customize, the only other way that we could create skills from inside of here is actually coming over into skills. We could browse all the different skills that Anthropic has, and I would strongly suggest that you add all of these just right off the rip. And then what we could actually do is come over here and add them. So we could come over here, we could actually create this with Claude. We could write this with skill instructions. instructions. We could upload a skill, or we could see inside of here that we can actually record a skill. And what you're going to notice is that if we actually do this, this is going to go through and allow us to capture our screen. But again, this was originally actually created for Claude Code, but now we could do this from inside of Claude Code, like I just showed you right here. So what we can actually do is actually click on start recording right here. This is then going to record our screen. It's going to record our clicks, our typing, our voices. Then it's going to send this to Claude and actually turn this into a repeatable skill. And just as a warning, don't type any passwords or secrets or display sensitive information or private conversations while you're recording, because it will get leaked. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on start recording. Now we can see that this is actually going through and this is recording my screen. So I'm on testing catalog right here. And what I actually want to do is go through and actually show this how I find new content ideas. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down on testing catalog. We're then going to see all of this different information right here. And what I like to do is actually copy all of this. And then this is what I'm going to go through. And this is what I'm actually going to be creating content from. So we could click into each of these. We can then go through and we can read more and see exactly what this is. We should be going through and we should be clicking each one of these right here in order to actually come up with content ideas. And we could see this is capturing all of my different steps right here, which is pretty cool. Now, if we click on done, we could come back over here. This is going to process. And this is actually going to go through and turn what we just did into a skill right here. We can see that it has a recorded demonstration right here. It uploaded this demonstration and it says, I recorded a demonstration of a desktop workflow for you to learn from. And this is now going to go through and actually set this up. If we come over here into customize, we come into skills, we can see that I actually did this with thumbnail research right here. So what this actually did was I walked through exactly how I do thumbnail research right here. And it goes through the manual version of the shop, open YouTube, type the topic into the search bar, scroll the results, eyeball which thumbnails pop, screenshot the good one, paste the link somewhere, that works. And then this literally goes through the entire workflow right here. Even pulls in the vidIQ MCP server, which is pretty awesome. Goes through a sanity filter, builds the actual board right here. And then what this actually gives me is an artifact with a bunch of different thumbnails for whatever piece of content I'm going to be creating. This also then allows me to go even further by figuring out which one's the strongest, which one I like more, make me one. And this is pretty cool because this actually allows Claude to not only one, research what thumbnails I should be using in my content, but two, actually go through and create them for me. Now, if we come back over here and actually check on this skill, we can see that we need to allow Claude to actually fetch this website. I'm going to click on allow right here. And this is now going through and literally turning this into a skill right here, which is incredible because what this is going to allow us to do now is I could just type in / whatever I name this new skill, and then it will actually be able to access this. And then guess what I could do? I could actually come over here, and this is what I'm going to do in this video, is I'm going to combine this with, I actually have a YouTube script skill, and I'm going to get this to literally automate creating YouTube scripts for me every hour of every day by combining record skill with routines with the skills that I had to create. And what I'm going to show you here is pretty insane. So we could see right here that your recording shows scanning testing catalog's homepage, grabbing all the headline summaries, clicking into the stories to source content ideas. What should the skill hand you at the end? And what this should actually give us is ranked video ideas in full brief. So I'm actually going to have this be all of the above right here. The next thing, should the skill validate ideas against audience demand or just stay as purely a testing catalog? I'm going to have this do a cross check with vidIQ, which is an MCP server that I have connected here. How far back should each run look? We're going to do today and yesterday only. Now this is literally going through, it's taking the questions that it asked me into consideration with the recording that I did. And this is actually going to go through and finish and create this skill, which is absolutely insane. We could check the progress on the side right here. We could see what it's actually using, and I'll show you what this looks like when it's done. And check this out. We could actually see that this is also going through showing the top markets, the overall score, the skills, all of this, in-country volume, views per hour, all of this, literally for what we actually found inside of the skills. So this is going through, basically doing like a test run of all of this, even checking how it's going to use vidIQ's MCP server. And then I'm going to be able to combine all these things inside of a routine, which is just mind-blowing. Okay, so now that this is actually done, we could see what this actually creates right here. So it ranks the ideas, tells us why, gives us literally all this information, which is pretty awesome. But what we really wanted from this is that we could see that we now have this testing catalog ideas skill, we're going to click on save skill right here, and this goes through and saves it. So long as you like what this actually did right here, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. That's what we would do. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to come over here. We're going to come over into customize, over into skills. We want to make sure that this shows up right here. So we could see that I have a testing catalog content idea skill. I have a YouTube script skill right here. And what we're now going to do is we're going to come back over into Claude Code. And again, that's why in the beginning of this video, I told you that we're combining Claude and Claude Code, because this really does use both in order to actually automate literally anything that you could think of. We're going to come over here into routines. We're going to click on new routine. Again, I'm going to run this inside of the cloud. We're going to call this hourly idea finder plus script writer. And then what we're going to ask this to do is we're going to say we want to use the testing catalog skill in order to find content ideas. And whenever good ideas are found, we want to use my YouTube skill in order to actually create scripts for them. Now, I'm going to have this go through. Again, I am going to use, we probably could use Sonnet for this, but I like to use Opus for stuff like this. Over in schedule, we're going to come over here. I'm going to have this run hourly. We can see all the connectors are enabled or set up. We're going to click on create. And from here, we're going to click on run now. So this will go through and run. And then I'll show you what this actually does. Now, I did ask Claude over here, can routines run skills? And just to show you why we actually named the different descriptions and things like that. Yes, schedule task routine runs on Claude normally. And this can actually run using the skills tool. So we could do this in two different ways. And it actually tells you this. We could do it by doing /skill name, or we could do it by just typing in naturally what it will be, and Claude will actually figure out. And then it does give us one caveat right here, which is just to make sure that the MCP servers are going to be available to the routine if we're going to be running that. Then we can see we have our routine running over here, and I'll show you what it creates when it's done. Okay, now look at what this has done, because this is absolutely insane. First, I went to testing catalog, looked and saw if there was any new AI news, and then it actually went through and used vidIQ to find the things that it found. So DeepSeek V4 Flash did that there, Minimax did that there, GPT 5.6 goes through a bunch of other stuff, goes through the outlier of videos right here. Again, so this used our skill in order to find what things are trending, what things are new, then actually cross-reference that with vidIQ, which gives us access to YouTube via an MCP, which is absolutely incredible right here. And then if we scroll down here, we could see it went through, it actually scored all these different titles. And if we actually click into this, we could see everything that was created here. So if we click in right here, we could actually download all of this and see what it looks like. And this gives us right here, our top pick, gives us a runner up, gives us third place right here, which is pretty cool. So if we actually come into these files right here, we're going to start with testing catalog right here. So this went through all of the different information right here, goes through the actual different content ideas that it gives us, different actually ranks all of these, which is incredible, gives us the story, the hook, tells us what the demand is, what the lane is, and why we should make this video now. Now, this did do this as MD files. I'm going to change this a little bit in order to actually give this to me as documents and maybe ping me on Slack. And again, we just have to go in there and change that prompt in the routine in order to actually make this possible. But this goes through, shows us all the other ideas, other things worth considering, things that were ranked, gives us briefs right here. This was then taken and this created all of these different scripts for us. So we could see right here, this is a script for the DeepSeek one. So we have the title, we have the actual script right here. This literally walks us through in my exact format, CTAs the way that I do it, hooks the way that I do it. This is incredible. I mean, this is absolutely nuts. Gave it to us for the DeepSeek, gave it to us for GPT 5.6 versus Fable 5 because it sees that this is crushing right here. Literally gives us everything that we need. The same exact thing for Minimax right here, which is just incredible. And guess what? This is literally now going to run every hour. So when you see me pump out way more content than you ever thought a human could possibly do, this is why. It's all powered by this workflow. And again, the thing that I really want to emphasize right here is that if we come over here, what really makes this powerful is that these are all running in the cloud. They're not depending on my local device. They're not depending on me being on my computer, me being on my phone, anything like that. And those are really the big breakthroughs that now allow Claude to automate anything. We have routines, we have recording skills, and we have cloud. Combining all three of them is what makes the big difference here. And not to forget to mention really the fourth thing, which is also using Zapier to be able to combine this with more than 9,000 different apps so that you're not stuck with just a few hundred that Claude has. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I would strongly suggest you check out this video right here that walks you through a bunch of other automations that you can now do inside of ChatGPT Work, which is a brand new feature that they just released. If that sounds interesting, I'll see you over there.